Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. I received a request for feedback for this performance, so let's get going. Thanks for walking in front of the camera. Holy cow. All right. Great timing on there. You know, a little bit of a quality issue. Oh, okay. So I don't get to see all of the performance, just when it's in frame. All right. Well done on that. I got to go back. I got to see that again. Well done on that timing change there. As soon as you halt. But look at the feet. So, are you closing? Is it a step close? Or is it a step finish what you're doing with the rifle and then close? Is it more powerful? Or is it just a... Do you want to include it as a whole body movement with the rifle or not? So, little bit of a uniformity of technique issue there. Nicely done. Oh, that's better. There we go. The tiered layering there for the report in, really well done. So, just FYI, alignment to the side isn't really that much of an issue, usually, when you're viewing from the front here. So, your audience here... Thankfully, this was set up with an actual audience at the front instead of just a wall or a bulkhead or something. That's amazing. Anyway, so you have some alignment issues there. And I don't know if it was an end step type of thing or if it was a uniformity of technique for moving into that position. I guess we'll never know because the camera didn't catch it. But... well done. Oh, interesting. So, all right, got to go back and... I like the rifle drop that works well. It really does. It adds a little bit of a flair to it. But I have to say, from a design standpoint, what you're doing here is, excuse me, you're not performing necessarily. You're not performing into this long line. You're setting up another move. And it looks like you're setting up another move. So you begin right here. That really works well. The TikToks are just awesome. But here's where you perform. Here's where you start setting up your next performance, and not necessarily performing the entire time. I mean, it's more of a get in place, get in line, get your spacing, and then we'll move on, instead of performing to this this line and then moving on. So honestly, just from an entertainment value point of view, it would be so much more appealing if you had those who are already in line start doing something while the rest start falling in. And you could create a certain count move, a ripple move, a ripple that moves slowly through and then is including everyone as they the next three come in, the next three come in, the next three come in. Or, like I was saying, a certain count move that multiplies with how many team members are doing it. With just like having the TikToks, you know, the first person has the rifle horizontal, the next person has the rifle vertical, and then it goes back, and whatever you choose, it really doesn't matter. But some kind of performance other than marching in place, holding the rifle horizontal, and looking to make sure that you're in line. You have more performance for your routine up to this point, and then all of a sudden you drop off from the performance world. Then you get back on the performance world right here. I'm sure that looks absolutely fantastic with the pass through there. But why march in place? So what was that all about? How does this add to the performance? The marching in place in a wide, more or less cordon. You're not directly across from each other, doesn't matter. But why are you marching in place? And just still marching in place, your port, everybody can do that. So why are you doing it? How does it enhance the routine? Here you go. Here's some good stuff viewed from the front. I'm sure it works really well. Commander, though, why are you there? Nice rifle work. Doesn't have to be flashy and completely intricate. It can be simple and still look really good, and it does. Again, marching in place at port. How does that... Oh, this is fantastic. I'd love an overhead shot of that. That was incredible. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, man. Wow. How intricate and... Boy. Excellent. I still would like to see... And so this is personal preference. If I was designing, I would still like to see right here. They're working. This is great. I'd still like to see these 6 doing something instead of just standing there. Again, everybody can stand there at port. Everybody in the military drill world. So how does that enhance the routine? You have such complicated movement. The marching in place at port is weird, but then right here, this is so very complicated, and you've got your audience going, holy cow, how did they... Okay, so not a lot of them behind the camera because they're just yap, 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 but those who actually are paying attention, which is quite a few out here, I'm quite sure, That was intricate and well done, perfectly designed. So you have moments of great design, and then you have moments of we're standing in this straight line, marching in place at port. So do you see how design is strong and it's building and it's great, and then we have boom at the very, it's not even intermediate, it's the basics, and then you have really advanced, and then boom, back to the basics. So you're flip-flopping as far as design goes, and the work of every team member, having some, like at this point, standing at port, and then some marching. I do really like this. It works well, but all these six could have been doing something, and then at a certain point marched in place, those slow counts, and then you could have continued right here with this. Oh, that's kind of an Army drill team reminiscent position there. Not exactly, but I like how you've taken it and made it your own. That really works well. So here, creating a long line, you're going into a ripple. That's fine. But I would suggest that you mirror this. You have 6 and 6. You bring them forward, but see how far back those 3 are, and then how quickly these 3 come in. It really needs to be more simultaneous. The middle 3, they move into position, and then the outer 3 on both sides, they move into position, instead of they're right there, and these still have 4 or 5 steps to make it into that line. It's going to look a lot better and cut down on the marching in place at port. Nicely done. I'm not a huge fan of ripple lines, but you've really created some nice variation here. Good. And you've put a lot of work into this. Yes, well done. Good pitch out. So here, so it's more of a time thing that you have, I see. Okay, here's what I'm thinking, rather than just kind of spitting out words here and there. So here, you could be moving into your final position instead of standing in this long line for quite a while. You're performing, and that's fine. But this is, and I'm not saying you have to have advanced moves, advanced rifle work all the time. This is intermediate, intermediate to advanced, because it's you're marching and manipulating the rifle. It would be nice to see some movement. And so what you might want to do here is you have 3 and 3 on both sides. You might want to move them so that they move around each other, come through, and then let's say it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16 counts, and you could do that rotation ripple if you really wanted to, or all together and then move, getting more movement in than just staying in the line. The line is fine. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that, again, you've really done some incredible stuff here, and then you're marching in place, working the rifle. That's a good thing to give the audience. You've considered quite a bit, and really rehearsed well, and I have nothing but good stuff to say for quite a bit of the routine. But you want to make sure that, see, after what I just suggested, then you could go into this. You want to make sure that you're designing for the most effective use of not only the deck, but your time, your orientation, your spacing, etc., etc. Oh, so this is a drill meet at the Midway. How cool is that? And instead of yeah, nice. Those were great turns. That was really, really very powerful. So instead of just marching to reform the team, instead of just doing that, and it's, again, really there's nothing wrong with it, but you've done more, and you've done more complicated. I think you could plan this much, much better to leave the audience with a wow, that was fantastic. You have some excellent moments here, and you could have see what you're doing here. This is great stuff. It really is. You have nothing but awesome military flavor just for the consumption of the eyes of your entire audience. It's fantastic. Nice job. That was great. Wow. Okay, so some fantastic moments there. Absolutely fantastic. Very complicated, or at least complicated looking, and you make it look so easy. Like it's just, it's nothing, no big deal. I know it was a big deal at some point in practice. Designing that in many places, the whole routine just worked so well. But then you have some other places that are really, really lacking in the continuity of how you enter and then how you perform here. Then there's a kind of there's something missing here. Then you perform here just so strong and just punch your audience in the face type of, in a good way. You know, it's just fantastic. But I highly recommend that you can reconsider some other moments there and design even better. And you can do it. I've seen it. The evidence is much of the routine. Anyway, I hope my comments have been helpful. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the request.